The crayon drawing shows a woman with yellow hair. Nothing unusual about that. 4-year-old draw stick figures all the time. But it's what Mia drew around the woman's neck that makes my blood run cold. A rope, pulled tight, and in the corner, in her careful preschool scribble, Miss Eva hurt. I'm holding this picture when Mr. Castellano walks into the staff kitchen. His 6-year-old daughter Sophia is supposed to be with Eva, the new nanny, for her swimming lesson. He's still in his suit from his conference call, already reaching for his phone. Grace, have you seen? He stops. Looks at my face. What's wrong? I hand him the drawing. I watch understanding hit him like a freight train. Watch his expression shift from confusion to recognition to something dark and certain. He pulls out his phone with shaking hands. Security. Lock down the pool house. Now, don't let Eva leave the property. 3 weeks earlier, the Castellano estate sits on 8 acres of Long Island waterfront, all glass and steel and quiet wealth. 23 rooms. Indoor pool. Tennis courts. Gardens that require my attention every morning before the family wakes. I've worked here 2 years, since Mia was barely talking and Mr. Castellano's wife was still alive. Since before cancer took her and left him raising Sophia alone while running a venture capital firm worth $900 million. I'm the household maid, but that word doesn't capture what I do. I manage the morning routines. I keep Sophia's schedule. I notice things. I've had to learn to notice things. My daughter Mia is why I'm good at this job, why I see what others miss. She's 4 now, bright and loving, and she comes to work with me because childcare costs more than I make in a month. Mr. Castellano allows it. Children should have their mothers, he says, his eyes distant with grief. So Mia plays quietly in the staff areas, draws pictures, watches Daniel Tiger on the iPad I saved 8 months to buy. Sometimes Sophia, 6 years old, lonely in this big house, comes to play with her. That's how Mia meets Eva. The new nanny arrives on a Tuesday morning in May, hired through an elite agency after the previous nanny gave her notice. Eva Sterling, 28, blonde, impeccably credentialed. She speaks 3 languages. She has a degree in early childhood development from Columbia. Her references are glowing. I'm so pleased to be here, she says when Mr. Castellano introduces us. Her smile is warm, professional, perfect. Sophia is such a special child. We're going to have wonderful adventures together. Something about her voice makes my shoulders tense. Not anything obvious. Just a quality I can't name. A smoothness that feels practiced. Grace runs the household. Mr. Castellano tells Eva, anything you need, ask her first. Eva's smile doesn't waver, but something flickers in her eyes when she looks at me. Assessment. Dismissal. I'm the maid. She's the nanny. She has the degree, the pedigree, the professional authority. I have dust cloths and a high school diploma. Of course, Eva says. I'm sure we'll work beautifully together. The first week is perfect. Eva is attentive, energetic, creative. She takes Sophia to music classes, art workshops, the children's museum. She sends Mr. Castellano detailed daily reports about Sophia's activities, meals, emotional state. She's remarkable, he tells me on Friday. Sophia actually laughed today. Really laughed. I haven't heard that sound since. He doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. I'm glad. I want Sophia to heal. Want this grieving household to find joy again. But I keep watching Eva. The way she's always touching Sophia, straightening her collar, smoothing her hair, adjusting her posture. The way she speaks in that bright, controlled voice that never varies. The way she positions herself between Sophia and everyone else. Grace, we'll handle snack time, she says when I bring Sophia's afternoon fruit plate. I'm managing all of Sophia's nutritional needs now. Mr. Castellano asked me to prepare. I've already discussed it with him. Thank you. She takes the plate from my hands, closes the playroom door. I stand in the hallway, dismissed. That night, Mia draws a picture of Eva. She uses the yellow crayon for Eva's hair, pink for her shirt. She draws her very tall, very straight. Do you like Miss Eva? I ask carefully. Mia doesn't answer right away. She adds more details to the picture. Eva's smile, her hands reaching toward someone small. She's pretty, Mia finally says. But do you like her? Mia puts down the crayon. Her smile is wrong. What do you mean, baby? It doesn't go in her eyes. Only her mouth. Children see things. They haven't learned yet to doubt their instincts, to rationalize away discomfort, To be polite when something feels wrong. I learned to doubt my instincts once. My ex-husband seemed perfect too. Charming. Attentive. Everyone loved him. When I tried to tell people he scared me, that his control felt dangerous, they said I was lucky to have someone so devoted. Right up until the night I fled with baby Mia and nothing else. Right up until the restraining order. Right up until I learned that my fear was legitimate, even when everyone else said it wasn't. So when Mia says Eva's smile is wrong, I believe her. Week 2, the changes accelerate. Eva suggests a new schedule for Sophia. Earlier bedtime, structured activities, limited screen time. All perfectly reasonable. All backed by child development research she quotes fluently. Mr. Castellano agrees to everything. Sophia needs consistency. Eva explains in the family meeting she organizes. Clear boundaries. Professional guidance during this difficult time. She doesn't quite say that I've been too lenient, too casual, too unqualified. She doesn't have to. I'm moved to morning duties only. Cleaning, laundry, garden work. Eva handles everything involving Sophia. It's not personal, Mr. Castellano tells me gently. Eva has the training. You've been wonderful, but Sophia needs expert care right now. I nod. I understand. I'm the maid. But Sophia cries that night. I hear her through the walls while I'm finishing the evening tidying. She's calling for her mother. I move toward her room, instinct overriding protocol. Eva emerges from the shadows. I'll handle this, Grace. Sophia needs to learn self-soothing. It's age-appropriate and psychologically healthy. She's 6. She's grieving. She needs comfort. She needs appropriate boundaries. Eva's voice remains calm, pleasant. I appreciate your concern, but please trust my professional judgment. She closes Sophia's door. The crying continues. I stand helpless in the hallway while a child sobs and a woman with credentials makes decisions that feel wrong in my bones. That weekend, Mia draws another picture. This time Eva is holding Sophia's hand. Too tight. Mia draws the fingers squeezing, pressing. She uses red crayon around where they grip. Did you see Miss Eva hurt Sophia? I ask quietly. Not hurt. Just tight. Like this. Mia demonstrates on her own arm, gripping hard enough to leave marks. When Sophia wanted to show you her painting, Miss Eva said no, held her hand tight, made her say sorry. I study the picture. It could be nothing. It could be a child's interpretation of normal guidance. Or it could be the only evidence I get before something worse happens. Monday morning, I find Eva in the kitchen at 6 a.m., preparing Sophia's breakfast. Organic yogurt, precisely measured fruit, supplements in a small dish. Sophia doesn't take supplements, I say. She does now. Vitamin D, omega-3s, probiotics. All recommended by her pediatrician. Mr. Castellano didn't mention. He approved it Friday. Eva's smile is patient, condescending. I handle Sophia's healthcare now, Grace. You really don't need to worry yourself. The supplements are in unmarked containers. Professional looking, but unmarked. Something cold moves through my chest. I'd like to see the pediatrician's recommendation, I say. Eva's smile finally falters. Just for a second. I don't answer to the maid. If you have concerns, take them to Mr. Castellano. She's right. I'm the maid. She's the professional. But I take a picture of those supplements anyway. And when Sophia comes down for breakfast, I watch her carefully. Notice how subdued she is. How she doesn't make eye contact. How she says, yes, Miss Eva, to everything in a small, flat voice. Sophia, was it like this 2 weeks ago? That afternoon, I do something that could cost me everything. I call the pediatrician's office. This is Grace Williams from the Castellano household. I'm calling to confirm the supplement protocol prescribed for Sophia. One moment. Papers rustling. I don't show any recent prescriptions for Sophia. Her last visit was 3 months ago for a school physical. Nothing from the new nanny? Eva Sterling. No. Is there a concern? I hang up without answering. Eva lied. She's giving Sophia supplements not prescribed by any doctor. Controlling what she eats, when she sleeps, who she sees. Isolating her. I've seen this pattern before. In my marriage. In the stories women whisper to each other in shelters and support groups. Control. Isolation. The slow erasure of a person's autonomy disguised as care. I just never imagined it happening to a child. Or that I'd have to prove it to someone who trusts credentials more than instincts. I find Mr. Castellano in his study that evening, still working at 8 p.m. He looks exhausted, The kind of tired that comes from grief layered with responsibility. I need to talk to you about Eva. I say. He doesn't look up from his laptop. Grace, we've discussed this. I know the transition has been difficult, but Eva is exactly what Sophia needs right now. Professional, structured. She's giving Sophia supplements that weren't prescribed. That gets his attention. What? I called the pediatrician. There's no prescription. No recommendation. Eva is medicating your daughter without medical supervision. He stares at me. That's a serious accusation. I know. Eva has impeccable credentials. References from families across Manhattan. She wouldn't, please. Just check. Ask her to show you the prescription. He's quiet for a long moment. Then, I'll talk to her tomorrow. Tonight, I press. Please. Something's wrong. Grace. His voice is gentle but firm. I appreciate everything you do for this household. But Eva is a trained professional. He stops himself. The maid. He doesn't say it, but we both hear it. I understand, I say. But if I'm right, you're not. He returns to his laptop. We'll discuss your concerns tomorrow in a proper meeting. With Eva present. That's fair to everyone. I leave his study with dread pooling in my stomach. Because I've just shown my hand. And if Eva is what I think she is, tomorrow will be too late. That night, Mia can't sleep. She comes into my room at midnight, crawling into bed beside me. Mama, I had a bad dream. About what, baby? Miss Eva. And Sophia. She's quiet for a moment. In the dream, Miss Eva was taking Sophia away, and nobody believed she was wrong. I hold my daughter close. What makes you think Miss Eva is wrong? She pretends. Mia's voice is small but certain, like Daddy used to. All nice where people could see, different when they couldn't. For years old, and she remembers. Remembers the pattern that took me years to name. If you see anything that seems wrong with Sophia, you tell me immediately. Okay. But in the morning, Mia doesn't need to tell me. She shows me. The picture she drew overnight while I slept. The one with Eva and the rope and the words, Miss Eva hurt. I stare at it, trying to understand. Mia, did you see Eva hurt someone? In my dream. But Mama, you said my feelings are real even if they're not facts yet. That's what the therapist taught us. After we left her father. That fear can be wisdom. That our bodies sometimes know danger before our minds can prove it. They are real, I tell her. Your feelings are very real. I take the picture to show Mr. Castellano. And that's when everything changes. He takes one look at the drawing and goes pale. The rope, he whispers. Around the neck. Mia drew it from a dream, but Mr. Castellano, my wife, he's barely breathing. Catherine. She tried to tell me Eva reminded her of someone. Before she died. When she was interviewing nanny candidates. What? There was a woman. Years ago. Before we moved to New York. Catherine worked with an au pair who seemed perfect at first. His hands shake. The au pair became obsessed with the family. Started trying to replace Catherine. Convinced the parents she was the better mother. When Catherine tried to warn them, she was fired for being jealous and unprofessional. What happened? The au pair tried to stage an accident. Make it look like the mother was neglectful. She wanted to be the new wife, the new mother. She almost succeeded. He looks at me. Catherine always said the woman had a specific pattern. Isolate the child. Undermine the mother. Position herself as irreplaceable. Did Eva know your wife? No. But Catherine flagged Eva's resume when it came through the agency. Said something felt familiar about her credentials. I thought she was being paranoid. She was so sick by then, sometimes confused. He stops. I dismissed her. Thought the cancer was affecting her judgment. Mr. Castellano, get Sophia. Now. We move through the house together. I hear my pulse in my ears. Feel the weight of what we might find. The pool house is locked from inside. Through the glass walls, we see them. Eva and Sophia in the water. Eva's arms around the little girl, holding her under in what might look like a swimming lesson. Except Sophia isn't swimming. She's limp, floating. And Eva is checking her watch. Mr. Castellano slams his fist into the emergency glass panel. The alarm screams. Security arrives in 90 seconds. They break the lock. Pull Sophia from the water. She's breathing. Barely. Coughing up pool water. Eva stands dripping, her expression calm. She went under during practice. I was timing her breath hold. It's an advanced technique. You were drowning her, Mr. Castellano says. Don't be absurd. I'm a certified swimming instructor. Security. Don't let her leave. I wrap Sophia in towels while paramedics check her vitals. She's conscious now, crying, reaching for her father. Daddy, I said I wanted to stop. She wouldn't let me stop. I know, sweetheart. I know. Eva's mask finally cracks. You're making a mistake. She was fine. They always panic at first. I was teaching her resilience. By half drowning her. She needs discipline. Structure. Catherine was too soft, and now you're too permissive. I'm the only one who truly understands what Sophia needs. You don't even know my daughter. I know her better than you do. Eva's voice rises. You're never here. Too busy with your company. Sophia needs a real mother. Someone devoted. Someone who puts her first. The truth spills out. The obsession. The conviction that she deserves this family more than anyone else. I've given you everything, Eva continues. Perfect care. Professional expertise. 3 weeks of complete dedication. And you're going to throw that away because the maid got suspicious. She looks at me with pure hatred. You're just the help. You don't belong in this child's life. No, I say quietly. I'm the person who noticed. The police arrive. They find Eva's apartment, walls covered with photos of Sophia, Mr. Castellano, the estate. A notebook detailing plans to become irreplaceable. Research on accidental drowning statistics. A draft email to CPS claiming Mr. Castellano was an unfit father. They find her real history. She's worked for 6 families in 8 years. Each time, she became obsessed. Each time, she tried to position herself as the replacement mother. Each time, she escalated when the family resisted. One previous employer got a restraining order. Another filed assault charges that were later dropped. A third paid her to leave quietly. The elite agency never checked beyond her fabricated references. She's done this before, the detective tells us. She chooses grieving families. Single fathers. Recently widowed mothers. People vulnerable and desperate for help. She targeted us, Mr. Castellano says. She targeted your grief. Your isolation. Your need to believe someone could fix what's broken. That evening, after the police have taken Eva away, after Sophia is checked by doctors and declared physically unharmed, after the estate is finally quiet, I find Mr. Castellano in the garden. He's sitting on the bench where his wife used to read. Crying. Catherine tried to warn me, he says. She knew. Even while dying, she knew. And I didn't listen. I sit beside him. You couldn't have known. I should have. But I wanted to believe Eva was the answer. That I could hire someone to fix my daughter's pain. Outsource the hard work of grief. He looks at me. You saved her life, Grace. Mia saw it first. A 4-year-old saw what I missed. What does that say about me? It says you're human. And grieving. And doing your best. We sit in silence while the sun sets over the water. How did you know? He finally asks. What made you question her when everyone else accepted her? I think of my ex-husband. Of learning to trust my fear. Of the cost of silence. I've known people who hide. I tell him. Who wear perfection like armor. Who use credentials and charm to make you doubt yourself. I learned the hard way that the most dangerous people are the ones everyone else trusts. I'm sorry you had to learn that. I'm sorry I had to use it here. He's quiet for a moment. Then, I want you to know, you're not just the maid. You're family. You and Mia both. You've been here for Sophia. When I couldn't be. You see her. Actually see her. Thank you. I mean it. I'm making changes. Starting with being home more. Being present. No more hiring people to do what I should do myself. She needs you. I say gently. She does. And I need to be enough. The news breaks 3 days later. Elite nanny arrested for attempted murder. The media descends. The agency scrambles to distance themselves. Other families come forward with complaints they were too embarrassed to voice. Eva Sterling becomes a cautionary tale about trusting credentials over instincts. And I become the maid who saved the billionaire's daughter. Not Grace Williams. Not the mother who recognized a pattern. Not the woman who trusted a 4-year-old's wisdom. Just the maid. But I'll take it. Sophia recovers slowly. She has nightmares. Refuses to go near the pool. Asks me to check under her bed before sleep. Is Miss Eva really gone? She asks every night. Really gone. Forever. Promise. Promise. Mr. Castellano hires a child psychologist. Reduces his work hours. Actually comes home for dinner. He sits with Sophia while she cries. Holds her when she wakes screaming. Shows up. It's not perfect. It's messy and hard and full of grief still being processed. But it's real. Mia and Sophia become inseparable. They play in the garden I tend every morning. They draw pictures together, now of flowers and butterflies, not women with ropes. They make blanket forts in the playroom. Sophia teaches Mia to read. Mia teaches Sophia that it's okay to be afraid sometimes. You were brave, Sophia tells her one afternoon. You told your mama about Miss Eva. I was scared, Mia admits. Being brave means doing it even when you're scared. I watch them from the doorway. Two little girls who understand courage better than most adults. 3 months after Eva's arrest, Mr. Castellano calls me to his study. I've been thinking about your role here, he says. My stomach drops. Here it comes. The gratitude has worn off. He's realized I overstepped, that I made him look foolish, that the maid shouldn't have authority over hiring decisions. I want to change your position, he continues. You'd still live here, still have your same quarters. But instead of housekeeping, you'd be our family coordinator, managing schedules, overseeing any future childcare hires, being the primary support for Sophia. I stare at him. I don't have credentials. You have something better. You have wisdom. You notice things. You put Sophia first. He slides a paper across the desk. Double your current salary. Full benefits for you and Mia. College fund for Mia. And a voice in every decision involving my daughter's care. Mr. Castellano, you saved her life, Grace. Let me try to give you one too. I'll look at the offer. At the salary that would mean security. Safety. The ability to build something for Mia beyond survival. Yes, I whisper. Yes. Thank you. We settle into new rhythms. I still tend the gardens, now because I want to, not because it's required. I still prepare breakfast and manage the household. But now I also interview nanny candidates, vet backgrounds, trust my instincts openly. Mr. Castellano listens when I have concerns, values my input, treats me like a partner in raising Sophia instead of hired help. It's strange at first, uncomfortable. I'm not used to being heard. But I learn. 6 months after the trial, Eva is awaiting sentencing for attempted murder, assault, and fraud. Sophia asked me a question. Grace, why didn't my daddy believe you at first? We're in the garden, planting tomatoes. Mia is digging nearby, humming to herself. Your daddy loved you. I say carefully. He wanted to believe Eva would help you. Sometimes when we want something badly enough, we stop seeing clearly. But you saw clearly. I've had practice. Because of Mia's daddy? I'm surprised she knows. But of course she knows. Children hear things. Yes, I learned to trust my fear. To believe my feelings even when other people said I was wrong. Was it hard? Very hard. The hardest thing I've ever done. Sophia is quiet for a moment, patting soil around a seedling. I'm glad you did it anyway. Me too, sweetheart. The letter arrives on a Tuesday. It's from Eva, sent from county jail where she's awaiting trial. I debate, throwing it away unopened. But curiosity wins. Grace, you ruined everything. I was perfect for that family. I had everything planned. Sophia was thriving under my care. Real care, not the permissive coddling you call guidance. Mr. Castellano was beginning to depend on me. In time, he would have seen me as irreplaceable. You couldn't stand it, could you? That someone educated and qualified might be better than you. That the billionaire might choose the professional over the maid. You'll never be anything more than the help. You'll never belong in their world. You're just the woman who got lucky once. I hope you remember that when they inevitably replace you with someone more suitable. Yeah, read it twice. Feel the poison in every word. The certainty that credentials matter more than character. That position determines worth. Then I file it away. Because Eva is wrong about one thing. I didn't get lucky. I trusted myself when everyone else said not to. I believed a 4-year-old's fear over an adult's credentials. I risked everything for a truth I couldn't prove yet. That's not luck. That's courage. And it's something no degree can teach. 1 year after Eva's arrest, we celebrate Sophia's 7th birthday. The party is small, just a few carefully chosen friends, their parents, security discreetly stationed. Mr. Castellano learned that bigger isn't always better. Sophia blows out her candles and makes a wish. She's healthier now, stronger, still healing, but healing. Afterward, she pulls me aside. Grace, I wish that you and Mia stay with us forever. My throat tightens. That's a beautiful wish. Do you think it'll come true? I look across the garden at Mia playing tag with the other children. At Mr. Castellano actually laughing. At this broken family slowly becoming whole. I think, I say carefully, We're exactly where we're meant to be. That night, after the guests leave and the children are sleeping, I sit in the garden with my evening tea. The tomatoes Sophia and I planted are heavy with fruit now. The roses bloom in careful rows. Everything grows when tended with actual care. Mr. Castellano joins me, carrying his own mug. "Thank you," he says quietly. "For what?" "For not giving up. For trusting yourself when I didn't trust you. For saving my daughter when I was too blind to see she needed saving. You would have figured it out eventually. Would I?" He's silent for a moment. "I don't know. I wanted so badly to believe someone else could fix things. That I could delegate grief. Hire healing. You were doing your best. My best almost cost me Sophia." He looks at me. "You know what terrifies me? How close we came. If Mia hadn't drawn that picture. If you hadn't shown it to me. If I'd waited one more day. But you didn't. You listened. You acted. You protected her. Because you made me see." We sit in companionable silence while stars emerge overhead. "Can I ask you something?" he says eventually. "Of course. How do you do it? Trust yourself when everyone's saying you're wrong." I think about this. About my ex-husband. About leaving with nothing but my daughter and my instincts. About learning that survival sometimes means believing yourself over everyone else. "You decide," I tell him, "that being wrong is less frightening than being silent. That you'd rather risk looking foolish than risk someone getting hurt. That's terrifying." "Yes, but so is the alternative." He nods slowly. "Catherine would have liked you. She always said the truth comes from unexpected places. She sounds wise. She was. I just didn't listen enough while I had the chance." He stands, sets his empty mug aside. "I'm listening now. To you. To Sophia. To the things I can't quantify or control. That's growth. That's desperation." But he's smiling slightly. "Good night, Grace. Thank you. For everything." After he leaves, I sit alone with the night sounds and the growing things. I think about Eva, who believed credentials made her worthy. I think about Mr. Castellano, who almost trusted authority over instinct. I think about Sophia, who's learning that being saved isn't shameful. And I think about Mia, who saw truth in a dream and drew it in crayon because she'd been taught that her observations matter. The smallest voices often see the clearest. If this story touched you, if you've ever felt overlooked or underestimated, if you've ever questioned yourself when everyone else seemed certain, I want you to tell you something. Your observations matter. Your instincts are valid. Your voice counts. The world needs people who notice things, who trust their discomfort, who ask questions when everyone else accepts easy answers. Be that person. Don't let credentials intimidate you into silence. Don't let authority override your wisdom. Don't let anyone convince you that your position determines your worth. The maids of the world, the overlooked ones, the underestimated ones, the ones who see what privilege blinds people to, we know things. We notice patterns. We trust fear. We believe children. And sometimes, when we're brave enough to speak, we save lives. Not because we're heroes, but because we refuse to be silent when something felt wrong. That choice changes everything. 2 years later, I still tend the gardens. Mia is 6 now, starting first grade at the private school where Sophia goes. They walk in together every morning, hands linked, laughing about something only they understand. Mr. Castellano remarried last spring, a widow he met at a grief support group. Someone who understands loss, who doesn't try to erase Catherine but honors her memory. Sophia calls her mom Claire. It took 8 months of therapy and patience and carefully built trust. But it happened. Healing happened. I remain the family coordinator, the person who notices things, the guardian of routines, and the voice of caution when something feels off. I interview every contractor, every tutor, every person who enters this household with access to Sophia. Trust, but verify, Mr. Castellano says. It's become our motto. And I do. I verify everything. Check backgrounds. Ask questions. Listen to my instincts even when they seem paranoid. Because I learned that paranoia is sometimes wisdom wearing uncomfortable clothes. On the anniversary of that terrible day at the pool, Sophia asks to plant something new in the garden. What would you like to plant? I ask. Something strong. That grows even when things are hard. We choose lavender. It thrives in poor soil. Survives drought. Comes back year after year. While we dig, Sophia says, Grace, I'm glad you were brave. I'm glad you were strong enough to survive. Miss Eva wanted me to drown. She said accidents happen to children who don't listen. This is the first time Sophia has named it directly. The therapist said it would come when she was ready. She was wrong. I say gently. Accidents don't happen to children because they're children. They happen when adults fail to protect them. You protected me. I tried. I'm glad I succeeded. We plant the lavender in silence. Then Sophia says, when I grow up, I want to notice things too. Like you. Like Mia. You already do, sweetheart. You just need to trust it. Will you teach me? Every day, I promise. For as long as you'll listen. That night, I find the drawing Mia made 3 years ago. The woman with yellow hair and the rope around her neck. The warning that saved a life. I frame it. Hang it in my room as a reminder. Not of the horror we escaped, but of the truth that saved us. Children see clearly. Instincts matter. Speaking up is always worth the risk. And the smallest voice in the room might be the one telling the truth everyone else is missing. I look at that drawing and remember who I was before. Silent, afraid, trained to defer to authority. And who I am now. Someone who trusts herself enough to question, to notice, to act. It's not about being the hero. It's about refusing to be silent when silence costs lives. That's all. And that's everything. The garden blooms. The children grow. The household heals. And I keep watching. Keep noticing. Keep trusting the wisdom that credentials can't teach and positions can't diminish. Because I'm not just the maid anymore. I'm the woman who saved a life by believing a 4-year-old's crayon drawing. And I'll keep doing it. Keep listening to the smallest voices. Keep questioning the smoothest smiles. Keep trusting discomfort over credentials for as long as breath remains. That's my purpose. My calling. To notice what others miss. And to speak when silence would be easier. It's not heroic. It's necessary. And it's enough.